Welcome, everyone, to the Shovel Knight Specter of Torment race between MooMooAkai and Breadpan. They are running the any percent category, which is always a fun category. And I guess whenever they're told to begin, they can begin. And they are off. Specter Knight, as you can see, he can run up walls. He can jump off walls. When he's above or under an enemy in the air, they get that little red mark across them. You can do an attack and go launching up towards them, damage them, and yeah. When he jumps on blocks, he breaks them. And planes, the runners are going to be collecting a couple red skulls. Those are used to collect buy the two items they get, Judgment Rush and Bounding Soul. A damage boost on the dragon there, so they don't have to fight the dragon. Both these runners are really good at the Shovel Knight games, so this is bound to be an enjoyable race. The attack from the dragon there, from the slimes to break a bunch of that sand, because it's really slow just hitting once. That on the left side of the screen there is a health upgrade. The runner skip that because it has a long animation. It's really slow. Plus they don't get any health upgrades in the run. Heading into Black Knight now. This is a boss fight with a quick kill. So what you can do, you can hit him over to the right, behind that big waterfall with the opening above it. Then if you can hit him again before he crosses that waterfall, he will go right back to the right and continue trying to move left. Do this over till he's dead. Like Moo just did. We had a really good planes. Breadpan did as well. They both had really good first stages. They are going to the tower, which is the main hub world for this game. Instead of having the hub map, get the tower. And at the tower, they have everything you could ever need. And they have the item shop, they have the armor upgrades, they have the health and darkness upgrades. And they have a couple other side characters, just like all the other hub worlds do. Like in Plague Knight, you got the little bunker base thing. Now the runners are going to Flying Machine next. The reason you do this is to get more red skulls. They're easy to get, and a lot of money. You need a lot of money to be able to afford the rail mail. I believe you need 8,400 gold in order to get the rail mail, which when you hold down and you're running on the ground, you will ride on your scythe. So you're going to see them breaking blocks here. On this mini boss right here, That one's pretty simple. You hit him when he's there. The bombs to do a lot of damage to it, and then you just keep hitting him. Skip that second jellyfish right there by doing that little trick. Both runners hit a good mini boss. First little auto scroller, the run. Well, it's not as long as a couple of the others, well, as the other three, but still fairly slow. Now up there you can break the checkpoint, which as it breaks will give you more money. Moo, like he's opting to go up top to get us a little bit more cash. And get that jet cycle fairly well. Moo dying there. He's going all the way back to the start. That hurts. So what he was trying to do there, he was trying to jump off of that little platform. You can see he's really mad. It's understandable. Still a very good attempt though. Breadpan opting to not do that jump. Breadpan entering the triple Jawa room. This room is infamous because it's so annoying, and as those Jawas can pretty easily mess up your run. Moo angered by that death. Anyone can understand you die that late into a stage without the checkpoints. It's never any fun. Getting the jellyfish trick though. Breadpan on Propeller Knight. When you want to hit him without going in the air if possible. And phase 2, you're on these ships. He just stands there for a good little while. You can hit him. Because he's so floaty, just smack him. That platform getting in Breadpan's way a little bit. It's gonna cost him like a second and a half or so. Other than that, it was still a good Propeller Knight. Good flying machine too. Breadpan's going to be picking up the Judgment Rush and the Rail Mail here. Judgment Rush, I'll let you see what that does, because it's really, really cool. It homes on the enemies, and you can just go through. Kill them. There's getting a Rail Mail. Fastest, standard movement option. Opted to play it safe that time. Completely understandable. No one wants to die second time there. Japan. So aside from that little deviation in the route, the rest of the route is simply do the stages in order. You only go to Flying Machine because it's easy. Red Skulls and money. Right, Moo coming up to the Propeller Knight fight. Breadpan making great use of Judgment Rush, skipping good little bit of walking, which you'll see runners do, because walking is like really slow. So he used that double lantern hit there to skip climbing up the ladder, because that's also slow. Moo having a really good Flying Machine and Propeller Knight. Aside from that death, it was a good flying machine. I'm back for that red skull because you need it. And the runners will not be opting to pick up any more red skulls. They'll probably pick up a few, but out of choice, they will not pick up any more. So you only need 15. So this mini boss, all you got to do is stay to his right, just keep smacking him. And hopefully by the time he changes into his second phase, keep poking him before he gets a chance to do much. And having a good second phase. Using the damage boost there on the last little bit of that fire. Get a little bit of the wall climb in section. Again. Judgment Rush, skip right to that man. Right to the Green Knight. Just bouncing up the walls there. Breaking this checkpoint. Got that jump. Skips a little bit of walking. And well, that's why he didn't have enough darkness. I was figuring out what he was trying to do there. But he didn't have enough darkness to use Judgment Rush. So normally the runners would use Judgment Rush there to get right to the rat exploder. The exploding rat. But yeah, since he didn't have enough darkness to do it, he couldn't. Plague Knight will split into copies of himself, and your goal is to find the real one and focus on killing that one. He starts in 2, and then he splits into 3 when he gets lower on health. That was a good Explodatorium by Breadpan. MooMooAkai having a good mini boss there. The fire damage boost there. Breadpan entering the first of the 3 dream sequences. First one is a place you can get money if you need that, but you need money 3 more times in the run. You need to upgrade Bounding Soul and upgrade your Darkness twice. So you would need a total of 15,000 more gold than you currently have. 15 or just over 10. I don't know the price of the Darkness upgrades off the top of my head. I know some of them are 4,000, some of them are 2,000. I don't know if that works. Both health and darkness. Moomoo having a tricky time on Plague Knight, thankfully getting it over with. Plague Knight can be really annoying in that regard. Breadpan going to get Bounding Soul. Now, I want to say the darkness upgrades are 4,000 each. I don't currently know. Breadpan making it. Barely missing that death. MooMooAkai entering the dream sequence. Breadpan entering Lost City. This one introduces you to the green stuff. It makes jelly blocks, knock you back. If you jump on the bouncy highs you just saw, you hit them, they'll give you some knockback. Having a pretty good dream sequence. I wonder if Breadpan is going to be going for the beetle skip. Breadpan dying in the lava there. That's not too bad. Too bad considering it's right at the checkpoint. Like he is going for the beetle skip. Got the beetle skip nicely. I'd love to see that. Moo also entering Lost City. See if he is going, when he gets there, if he's going to do the beetle skip. Got that explodey ground stuff. You don't want to get caught on that. If you jump at the wrong time, you're going to go into the lava. Can be a little annoying, but it works. Breadpan taking the death there, trying to go fast. Want to hit the jelly, and then hit the ground as fast as possible. He missed the jelly, sadly. Having a good Lost City so far. Both runners are as well. You can use that lantern right there. Jump on it twice. And missing the quick little skip there. Having to wait for the platform again. Moo caught up really quick. And he got it. So the runners are now pretty much neck to neck. Both going for the easier Beetle 2 skip. Both runners getting it, with Moo pulling ahead just barely. Breadpan going for the harder, opting to not. He doesn't have enough darkness to do it again. It really sucks. Both runners are going on to Mole Knight. Mole Knight will go into the ground. So you want to use. The goal is to kill him before he enters the ground, which Moo just did. Use the Bounding Soul, which in its current form only hits the enemy once. But when you upgrade it, it'll pierce through them. See if Breadpan gets this. And he did. Got it before he goes into the ground. Alright, the runners are going to upgrade their Bounding Soul. And then now they only need the money for the darkness upgrades. Right here, they're going to fight Rise. Breadpan getting a health upgrade as well. The darkness upgrade. He doesn't have enough for the Bounding Soul upgrade, I don't believe. Well, he's doing that to get money. Bought the darkness too early. I don't think he has enough. I have to use that to go over to the MooMooAkai. That thing will play with the toy, give you jewels. Now he has enough. MooMooAkai going into Iron Whale. I don't know what. Judgment Rush already coming in clutch. Skipping some walking. Breadpan though, I think he just forgot that they aren't getting the darkness right there. They don't have enough money for that and Bounding Soul. Most of the time. There, he needed to talk to a couple NPCs there. Wasn't the worst thing in the world. And still just a little slow. Got to see the MooMooAkai though. That's always something to be excited about. Moo cruising on through Iron Whale. Breadpan getting a good raise fight. I think Breadpan chose to get the darkness upgrade so he didn't run out like he did those other 2 times. But it's whatever. He got Bounding Soul upgrade and he's still in this race. Moo entering the chest anglerfish fight. One can be a little tricky because of the platforms you gotta run on. They will disappear after a second of you standing on them. Thankfully, there's some solid ground there. Not the most solid. Not that much of it, but it's still solid ground nonetheless. Breadpan. Breadpan dying there. I don't know what he was doing, but taking the death. I don't believe it's too far in. Moo about to have a battle with the fish. Thankfully, he just avoided the attack, allowing him to continue on. That fish deals 2 damage to you, and if you get hit by it, you probably will die. So you don't want to get hit by it. Breadpan just getting bullied by the eel. Treasure Knight, just stand still. You can wallop on him with Bounding Soul and your attacks to kill him like that. Moo had a really good Iron Whale. Moo's stream seems to be frozen. Never mind. It cut back. He's buying his first darkness upgrade and is going to be heading into Lich Yard. Light stream freeze there for a moment. No big deal. It's back. That frog, I want to say that one's called Jeremiah. I don't know the names for the frogs. The community names the ones that really get in the way. There's the one in Plague Knights called Jeremiah. I don't know what the other 2 are called. But that frog can get in your way. Having a pretty good Lich Yard. Breadpan got there's the free health upgrade you get from planes. That one doesn't cost you any money, and you get it. It's supposed to be like a little freebie. Breadpan dying to the anglerfish. He's gonna be going back. Checkpoint. It's right after the anglerfish. You hate to see it, but a death there happens every now and then. Entering dark room, you can't see where you're going. There, and you can see the silhouettes. Thankfully, the runners know where they're going. They don't need to see. Know where the platforms are. Since you're playing a Specter Knight, who's going to be in the Lich Yard? Well, we got Phantom Striker. He does lightning attacks. If you Bounding Soul him when he's just standing still, trying to poke you with his sword, he will deflect your Bounding Soul attacks. Really annoying, but it happens. Breadpan dying again. Really hate to see it. Moo having a Phantom Striker wasn't the best. It also wasn't the worst. Still an okay Phantom Striker. Could have been a whole lot better, but it's a random. Thanks to RNG, got a little bit screwy. Alright, Moo entering Dream 2. Breadpan died in the exact same spot to that fish. That fish is treacherous, man. Something. So in Dream 2, you get the Shuriken item, which is a little damaging item. That lets you throw it down and you damage the enemy. Moo getting a cool little jump there. You've gone up to that top platform. Breadpan having a good treasure knight. Moo into shield knight. He runs over them, she damages herself. She's gonna throw her shield here, then she stands still till she gets her shield back, and then continues to damage herself. Moo having a good shield knight. Breadpan entering Lich Yard. Moo will be entering Clockwork Tower. Is the longest stage. Breadpan missing the Bounding Soul hit the ghost, allowing him to miss that. That's the quick jump up there, but it's okay. Quickly recovering with good judgment rushes. But then dying in the dark room. That's a really treacherous room. I hate to see the death there. Takes you all the way back to the beginning. This just doesn't seem to be Breadpan's day. Oh, the Bounding Soul doesn't interrupt the ghost. It did not. This just does not seem like Breadpan's day. Back in the dark room, gotta be really careful with that ghost. It can get in your way, and that's pretty sure what killed them the first time around. Clockwork Tower is a treacherous stage. It's got 2 auto-scrollers, a lot of places you can die in, and really long. Breadpan died again. Thankfully, he just grabbed that checkpoint, so it shouldn't be too long of a go back for him. Some of these enemies can be really mean. That's just a good example of them. We're doing some cool movement there. Really cool. Nice movement. It's just doing barely any jump and holding the rail mail. Breadpan coming up to the last dark room of Lich Yard. He gets a checkpoint. He does not. He's going back for it. Okay. MooMooAkai getting that safety checkpoint. And that's a really smart idea. Judgment Rush skipping that waiting section. Breadpan getting through the last dark room without much problem. Going into Phantom Striker. Bait that knight into jumping there to skip walking. Right, and Moo is on to the other auto-scroller. If he dies here, he goes back to goes back to his safety checkpoint. We've all been there. If you've ran this game, you've all been there. You're like, I don't need that checkpoint. And then it turns out you did need that checkpoint because you died in this auto-scroller and you didn't get any of the checkpoints. You go all the way back to the beginning and your run is dead. It happens to everyone. Doing some cool bike grind in there. Movements on those platforms. Okay. Breadpan entering dream number 2. Entering Tinker Knight, a 2-stage boss fight. This time you get to deplete the health bar twice. Could count Enchantress as that too, but you only fight Enchantress once. Having a pretty good Tinker Knight 1. Now Tinker Knight Phase 2, goes from left to right. You deal enough damage on both side, on either side, it goes to the other side. And you killed him. That was a good Clockwork Tower from Moo. We're picking up the last darkness upgrade here. It's the last thing they're buying in the run. Breadpan having a good shield knight. And that guy's gone. He was there, and now he's gone. You don't fight him in the game. You don't see him ever again in the Specter of Torment run. Judgment Rush coming in clutch, just skipping rooms because they're long. You can skip that lantern there. Really nice. Now, for those of you who don't know, Specter of Torment, go to any stage right out the gate, aside from the 2 Tower Fate ones, which you have to beat all the others. I believe this was intended so the player could plan out their own route through the game. Like if they wanted to tackle Polar Knight first, because they had a hard time doing that, they could go right to Stranded Ship. Or if they had a hard time in Explodatorium, they could go right to Explodatorium. If they wanted to try their luck at Clockwork Tower without any items, they could go to Clockwork Tower without any items. It's a really cool feature, and I kind of wish it would make a comeback in another game. Well, if they ever make another campaign for this, which I don't think they will. If they did, it would be cool to see that function come back where you can pick out your own route. Moomoo having a good Pridemore keep. Pen getting a little stuck on the gears. Having a pretty good King Knight so far. And fall in the pit right there. The boss kill, really good. Was a great King Knight. Now, a couple of the other top level runners might look at that and be like, that was really bad. But they aren't here. There's a third dream sequence, but that can just be skipped as there's nothing you can do in that one. So read text boxes, and those are slow. Heading into Stranded Ship. Another really cool stage, and the last stage before Tower of Fate. Another really fast stage, too. Pridemore Keep and Stranded Ship tend to be really fast in a lot of the campaigns. Been having a pretty good Clockwork Tower so far. Just murdering that bird. Confirmed he hates birds. Just killed it so quickly. Don't take that out of context. Probably will. It'd be a funny clip. Just obliterated that bird. Didn't have a chance. So that mini boss is fairly easy. See if he gets the... He did. Skipped having to go left, hit that button. Judgment Rush skipping that big long section right there. You can see over on the right. Breadpan in the second auto-scroller of Clockwork Tower. Definitely having a good Clockwork Tower so far. During the last little bit of Stranded Ship. Guys on the rails can be a little annoying. Breadpan having a good Tinker Night so far. We had a really good Polar Night there. Breadpan having a good Tinker Night too so far. Second thought, that one's actually quite okay. Not the best, not the worst. It's just an okay Tinker Night. That was a clean Clockwork Tower. When we go into Tower of Fate. Breadpan buying a third Darkness upgrade. This is about headed into Pridemore Keep. Almost dying in the lava there. Thankfully he didn't. Both runners having a good stage so far. Breadpan messing around in that room, it looked like. Could have been wrong, but that's just what it looked like to me. We were entering the fun checkpoint section. It's to go through the bouncy room and the fish room. Best two rooms in the entire Tower of Fate. Moo getting through there. Pretty cleanly taking that checkpoint for safety because it's on the auto scroller, and you don't want to die on the auto scroller and have to go back through the fish room. Chances are you could get through the fish room really easily, or you could not, and you lose a bunch of time on the fish room. You just got to be careful. Breadpan just sort of playing around. Breadpan is a great runner this game. He's most known for his Plague Knight any percent world record, which is really impressive. 3804. And both runners are really good at this game. We're doing tricks on the rails because there's nothing else to do in that section. And he's going into Black Knight too. The goal for that is to send a Bounding Soul to the left at the right time to knock him off his platform. Breadpan having a pretty okay King Knight. Having a really good Black Knight too. He's celebrating a little bit there. That's deserved. That was a good Black Knight too. Breadpan's gonna be heading into Stranded Ship here. Heading into the Enchantress and Raze fight. Wonder if either. I got a feeling Breadpan's going to go for the Enchantress quick kill. Moo I'm not sure about. He could. I don't know if he's been practicing it or not. That's really cool to see. A really cool trick in general. So they're going to use the trick, get up there. Which sets them up for a good time later. Right there, he just goes right through. Go on for another one of the ways to do this jump. No, he's given up after the first attempt. Okay. Understandable. You can lose time fairly quickly doing that. Even though even though it's just a really small time loss, it can add up quickly if you miss it over and over again. Breadpan getting a safety checkpoint. Green Enchantress. See if he goes for the quick kill. Missing all of his initial slashes. I don't know if he even has the opportunity to go for it. He does not. He just has too much health, which really sucks. Breadpan does what he did last race. He's going to go for it. Moo very well could go for it here, but he's opting just to play for safety, which is respectable. Breadpan having a good stranded ship currently. Always happy to see that. Stranded ship's one of the shorter stages and really enjoyable. Alright, and during the Nightmare Race fight for Moo. This one's RNG based because the rails you ride on are random. You can easily get screwed over by them without realizing it. Happened to him on the first race he did on Monday against David TKI, another really good runner of this game. Breadpan having a pretty okay Polar Knight. Missing in the Bounding Souls though, that's never any fun. Getting the kill though on Polar Knight. And Moo ending with a 41-29. They're really good. Still a really good time to end with. Breadpan's going to be entering Tower of Fate here. Judgment Rush to zip around. Judgment Rush being used again at its full potential there. Just save as much time walking as possible, because it's really slow. There's the Apple Knight. Breadpan entering the fun room. See what happens.
Hello, hello.
See if you can get past the fish. He got past the fish. That's perfect. Now he just gets to go through the auto scroller. on the Black Knight. Good auto scroller so far. Up onto the rail section. Always a nice relaxing ride, going right, but from a couple little bits of fire on the track. You can easily avoid. Still something to look out for. And let's see if Breadpan can get the knockdown. The slower version, but he still got it. Really important. And he's back up on the turtle. You don't want to see that. But he backed it up pretty nicely. In the end, it worked. Moon was there just looking intently at the camera. Wonder what's going on over there.
I'm here.
Breadpan entering the Enchantress stage. Breadpan making it up into the corner. Always nice to see. And he's not going for the jump up. He's on a free slope going right to Enchantress. Last time Breadpan went for the quick kill on Enchantress. He's gonna go for it. Not look like it. Not taking enough damage. He died to Enchantress. That is never any fun. Back in Enchantress. Going into the Nightmare Race fight now. The Nightmare Reese fight seems to be going pretty okay for him so far. Yeah, 48:59 his final time. the race. I wonder if I can hear